Night falls, and with it comes that familiar pressure, an ache behind the ribs that has nothing to do with tiredness. It's the quiet report of your own conscience. You were busy again, but you didn't move forward. Most men misname that feeling. They call it stress. They blame the world, the economy, the family, the noise, the past. But the truth is simpler and sharper. It's the pain of an unlived purpose. It's what happens when a mind has no definite aim, only motion. The narrator has seen this pattern enough times to recognize it early. Two men live in the same city, wake to the same hours, hold the same tools, face the same odds. One becomes a force, the other becomes an excuse. The difference isn't luck, schooling, birth, or even talent. The difference is uncomfortable because it makes a man responsible. One decided, and the other kept negotiating with himself. The losing man often looks respectable. He pays bills, keeps appointments, speaks about plans, and carries the narcotic of tomorrow. Like a charm in his pocket, he bargains with the alarm. He surrenders his day to other people's demands. He tells himself he'll begin when things calm down. Yet things never calm down for a drifter. Life doesn't grow easier for the man who refuses to choose. It grows heavier quietly until one night he sits at a table in a silent house and stares at his hands, wondering how he ended up there. That moment isn't about money. It's about identity, because the truly successful man is not merely a man with results. He is a man with laws. He lives by a code so definite that temptation cannot negotiate with it. He may be tired and still obey his aim. He may be disappointed and still proceed. The crowd lives by emotion, excited for 3 days and discouraged for 30. The man of purpose lives by commitment. He does not wait for motivation like a beggar waits for charity. He understands a hard law action produces confidence and obedience produces power. The narrator remembers a man ordinary on the surface, the kind the world passes without noticing. He arrived on time, completed his duties, and went home quietly. No one expected much from him, least of all greatness. Yet inside him lived an unresolved pressure, a tension he could not explain. He tried to quiet it with comfort, with routine, with distractions that made the evenings disappear. But the pressure followed him like a shadow. Because it was not anxiety, it was unused power demanding leadership. Then one night, without ceremony, he made a decision so firm it startled him. He selected a single aim and refused to compromise with lesser purposes. Nothing changed immediately around him, but something changed inside him. He stopped studying out of curiosity and began studying with intention. He stopped working out of obedience and began working with direction. He began guarding his attention like a valuable resource. The first law he lived by was simple: no bargaining. He gave his mind one order and repeated it until it became his nature. Not hopeful affirmations, commons. He learned that the mind does not obey wishes. It obeys the last clear instruction, repeated with authority. Most men contradict themselves hourly. They speak ambition in the morning and rehearse doubt by noon. Their subconscious receives mixed signals and defaults to habit, comfort, and fear. But this man became ruthless with his inner language. He spoke his aim morning and night, calmly, consistently, until his thoughts fell into rank. The second law followed: act without waiting for confidence. He stopped demanding readiness as a prerequisite for movement. Confidence, he discovered, is never the cause of action. It is the reward of it. Each time doubt appeared, he didn't wrestle with it. He moved anyway. Mistakes became tuition. Hesitation became forbidden. His posture changed. His speech grew economical. He explained less. Soon he entered a third season, loyalty that looked like obsession, not frenzy, not imbalance, loyalty to a vow. His days rearranged around his aim. Comfort became secondary. He did not rely on inspiration. He relied on schedule. The work compounded invisibly. To others, he seemed unchanged for a long time. Then one day, when the moment arrived that required the preparation he had been quietly engraving into himself, his rise looked sudden. It wasn't sudden. It was inevitable. As his focus sharpened, a fourth law demanded obedience, withdraw from weak influences without explanation. He stopped attending conversations that trained doubt. He stopped volunteering his plans to people who would turn them into debates. Some called him distant. Some tried to provoke justification. He offered none. Silence protected his direction. Solitude strengthened his conviction. Then came the fifth law, give more than required, long before reward is guaranteed. He treated every task like preparation for a greater one. Agreement became the floor, not the ceiling.